Alright boys, how you doing? I was going to do a video about an iceberg. Not just any iceberg, but you know, my typical iceberg videos that I do and are very popular, and it takes a while to make, and in the last 24 hours this event has happened and I wanted to talk about it. You guys know me, this is a football channel where we talk about things about football, and of course in the last couple of weeks and months it's been predominantly English and Premier League, because I mean the end of the year is coming and that's when there's the most hype around it, so it only makes sense. I will be doing more deep dives into lower leagues and also leagues across the world as well, across the summer, and look forward to that, and give me some requests down below that you'd want. Anyway, this is a video about a topic which is very serious and is one which I am sick and tired of fucking talking about. This of course is speaking of the events between Valencia and Real Madrid in the game yesterday. And what happened yesterday was a pure disgrace, and even worse, the lack of action and then the punishments given is what makes this potentially the worst case of racism and also reaction to racism I've ever seen in football. Potentially ever. But of course, before we get into it, I do need to give context. So here are some clips to give you some context into what I'm speaking of from the Valencia fans. Play it. Truly awful to see, and trust me, it gets worse, because usually, you know, when it is an awful case being shown in football, for the most part, it's usually a very minute few of the crowd, usually a batch, maybe it's just one guy, could be 3, could be 10, but this looks like it genuinely feels like it is like half the stadium. Maybe if you want to push it, maybe even more, maybe the majority of the stadium that is giving not just whistles, if this is by making monkey noises, monkey chanting, monkey gestures, and also having a chant, which is them saying the word mono, and mono in Spanish means monkey. And this is a clip of them making the monkey sounds and also them chanting the word mono. Play it. Yeah, that happened. Now, of course, I must clarify that there are some people saying that they were saying the words tonto, which means stupid, and not mono. But I believe that it can be both at the same time. I think in that later clip that you can hear some tontos in there. So I can't believe that some people are saying tonto and not mono. But you can definitely hear in some other clips that they are saying mono too. So I believe that it could be a combination of both people saying mono and also tonto. But really, does it really matter as well? Because you can clearly hear monkey chanting too. If it's one person, it's disgusting. But you can hear multiple people and thousands as well from different parts of the stadium also chanting the word mono at him too. It is truly despicable, and I'm sick of speaking about it. I know that you're sick of speaking about it, and I'm sure that everyone else is sick of speaking about it. And the thing is that this is nothing new. I did a video about 3-4 months ago going in depth about the just incredible and disgusting amount of racist abuse that followed Mario Balotelli throughout his entire career. Throughout his entire career, he had racism following him no matter where he went, but predominantly in Italy, and it also followed him in other countries too, in France and wherever he played for the Italian national team. No matter where Mario Balotelli went, racism followed him, and Vinicius Jr. seems to be a brand new character that's appeared on the scene that is now the new target for to aim at. And this isn't just Valencia, this is many other clubs too. For example, the worst case scenario is between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Now of course it's a rivalry, tensions will be heated, but an effigy is definitely something that I would say is potentially crossing the line. Call him a bit of a wanker, sure, that's in football, boo him, sure, give him a whistle, okay, but an effigy and also massive amount of racist chants thrown his way on social media and also in person is disgusting. And it's not only Atleti, but that is the worst case. Having an effigy is disgusting because what is their reasons? Oh, he likes to dance. Apparently him dancing is seen as disrespectful. You know what I see as disrespectful? Hang his body from a bridge. Yeah, I think there's that line that we're crossing here, boys, and I don't think it's really comparable. It's not only Valencia, it's not only Atleti, but it's also Mallorca as well, with a very bad case in which they had something very similar going on in that game too. Mallorca fans fined, given 12 months ban, given 3 years ban. It was so predominant, you can hear people on the actual broadcast, so this was on DAZN, that you can literally hear a supporter call him a monkey, for God's sake. And not only that, of course, Barcelona in another derby, of course, gives racist abuse. La Liga filed an 8th complaint for racism as Vinicius Jr. was being racially abused by Barcelona fans in the El Clasico. And of course, last but not least, Real Valladolid as well, or Valladolid. Valladolid suspended 12 club members over the abuse towards Vinicius Jr. back in February this year. Over the course of 5-10 years, this is within the space of a few months. There is 8 different cases towards Vinicius Jr. and of course other black players in the league. It's not just Vinicius Jr. in Spain, it is also likes of Iñaki Williams too. For the example, Iñaki Williams suffered racist abuse by Espanyol fans and he banned 12 supporters then as well. This is not the first and not the last time that there will be racism in Spain, in Italy, in wherever in the world. People like to point their fingers at England, for example, for what happened during the Euro, and it is disgusting. However, racism is not only an English thing, it's not only a Spanish thing, it's not only an Italian thing, it is a world thing. It is disgusting, and trying to think of what is the only way to really solve this, and that is, sadly, with time and education to the younger generation, that is the only way that we can actually maybe solve this, because the issue is that the older generation, they're already too far gone. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Lepers never change the spots, all that stuff. Once you've been taught in a way and raised in a way, then you can't really change your opinion on things, unless you get beaten out of it, basically, which is just not going to happen. There's too many across the world, and it sounds awful to say, but that is just a stark reality, that only with time, in maybe next decade or the other, but with our new generation and new kids growing up, they can maybe be taught by better people and get taught in school at a young age about how to act and how to treat people, because I don't know what to say at this stage, boys, because it is pathetic, and that's not why I'm so annoyed by this, but is the lack of action in this particular event between Vinicius Jr. and Valencia, and most importantly by the referee, that Vinicius Jr. actually got a red card. He got a red card. He actually got choked from behind by one of the Valencia players because he was so angry about being racially abused that the Valencia players tried to calm him down by choking him from behind. So of course, in the process of being choked out from behind for about, I believe, 10 seconds, he of course tried to shove him off to get off him, and guess what? In the process, I think he had a bit of an elbow to the face and something that would be seen as a bit, physical, and he got given a red card. Just not even acknowledging the clear assault on him from choking him from behind, no common sense whatsoever. He gets sent off, and the man that's got racially abused gets punished. Now what's happened afterwards? Well, let's go into, at first, Vinicius Jr.'s comments. It wasn't the first time, not the second, or not the third. Racism is normal in La Liga. The competition thinks it's normal. So does the federation, and the opponents encourage it. I am so sorry. Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Cristiano, and Messi's championship is now racist. A beautiful nation, which welcomed me and I love, but which accepted to export the image to the world from a racist country. Sorry for the Spaniards who do not agree, but today in Brazil, Brazil, Spain is known as a country of racists. And unfortunately, with everything that happens on a weekly basis, I have no way to defend. I agree, but I am strong and will go to the end against the racists, even though it's far from here. Javier Tebas, who is the La Liga president, had this in response back to Vinicius Jr., saying the following: "Neither Spain nor La Liga are racist. It is very unfair to say that. 2. From La Liga, we denounce and prosecute racism from all the harshness within our powers. This season, racist insults have been reported 9 times. 8 of them have been for insults against Vinicius Jr. We always identify the madmen and file the complaint with the sanctioning bodies. It doesn't matter how few they are, we are always relentless." Of course, as they should, many players come together for Vinicius Jr. across the entire world. And Real Madrid, they're going to be going at La Liga as well. Real Madrid are wanting sports sanctions. If not, they will go to court. As the way that they see it, they are at risk of potentially Vinicius Jr. leaving Real Madrid due to things that are out of their control. Real Madrid may lose one of the best players and the player of their future because of the moronic nature of the people at the stadiums that just cannot control themselves and are just, I don't even know how to even explain them without just going completely off at them. Tebas also went back to Vinicius Jr. saying that we have tried to explain to you about what La Liga can do against racism, but you have not shown up to any of those 2 agreed dates that you requested. Before you criticize and slander La Liga, you need to inform yourself properly. People see this as the La Liga president blaming the victim, and I'll be honest, as a person who is, white, obviously, I can never understand and never feel the pain that it would to be racially abused, especially not to the level that he has when he has thousands upon thousands of people chanting the word monkey at him. I wouldn't know how I would react to, and I think I would react a lot worse than what Vinicius Jr. is doing. This has gone so far that even the president in Brazil has come out to support Vinicius Jr., saying a poor boy who won at life, now one of the best players in the world, and for Real Madrid, we will not allow racism to take over football stadiums. Even the president of a nation is now backing him, and Valencia has put out a statement as well saying that the club condemn this behaviour and has no place in football, and the fans that they found to be involved will be banned for life. The only issue is, good luck banning half the stadium. This is incredibly frustrating and it's just sad. It's just sad, man. So the question is, how do you limit the cases of racism in football? Like, what is the answer? And there's many that you can maybe think of, and there's always some positives and negatives to it. So one could be the fact that if there is racist abuse, then you simply stop the game. You simply pause the game, and that you get everyone inside, and then you don't carry it on until the situation is resolved and the people that has been found gets removed from the stadium. And that for me is potentially one of the best options, that if there is, especially in this scenario where it was so evident, and it sounded like it was like half the stadium chanting the word monkey at someone. It was despicable, and there's video proof of it from many different parts of the stadium as well. It's despicable, it's awful, and it is truly abhorrent. And there's still a long way to go. Tell me down below, what do you think we should do in football to try to eradicate this, or just in life? It's not just a football thing. This would be something I would follow around for everywhere. But I can only hope that with time and with education to the younger generation, that we can hopefully get better step by step, because it's just sad. It's sad, man, and it's just people who are just not educated whatsoever. Tell me your thoughts down below. Smash a like, I guess, if you guys enjoyed. I don't know. And subscribe as well. Thank you for 353,000 subscribers too. Means a lot. I will get onto my iceberg video as well, which I'm making. So look forward to that next. I'll see you next time, boys.